Times change, and Telecom's speaking clock is no exception. The recorded voice of Gordon Gow, which has told the exact time at the third stroke for over 3 decades, is now part of communications history.
That's a lot of calls. But today we're here to dispense with the past and get on with the future. If you'd all like to follow me down to the room where the new speaking clock will be housed, where the changeover will take place.
The third strip, it will be 11:52 precisely. At the third strip, it will be 11:52 and 10 seconds. At the third strip, it will be 11:52 and 30 seconds. At the third strip, it will be 11:52. At the third strip, it will be 11:53 and 10 seconds. At the third strip, it will be 11:58 and 40 seconds. At the third strip, it will be 11:58 and 50 seconds. At the third strip, it will be 11:59 and 10 seconds. At the third strip, it will be 11:59 and 50 seconds.
The third stroke, it will be 12 o'clock precisely. At the third stroke,
Well done.
it will be 12 o'clock and 10 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 12 o'clock and 20 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 12 o'clock and 40 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 12 o'clock and 50 seconds. And 20 seconds. And your third stroke, it will be 12 to
Just move the ABC. Sorry. Just 2 more minutes. Just look more, not right at the camera, but sort of about there. And then just look proudly at the screen.
Yes, look at the... At the third stroke, it will be 12:03.
Can I just do one more shot?
12,
Thank you.
and 20 seconds. At the third stroke.
Okay. Okay. Richard, your time calls may well outlast all of us. How do you feel about being recorded for all time?
Well, I think it's fun, and it's also a little bit daunting. I mean, I could be here 30 or 40 decades after I've actually waddled off for the lifespan.
Do you think we've lost some of the romance of the old clock?
No, not really, because the end result that you're hearing will in fact sound very similar to what Gordon Gow's been sounding like for the last 3 decades. Pictorially, actually here within the Telecom building, it's not as quite as romantic, it's not as scenic as Old George, which was the machine that Gordon Gow was recorded on and replayed on over the last 30-odd years.
You had quite a nice tale to tell about an old lady who rang you up who had fallen in love with the announcer. So you'd like to relay that to us?
Well, sure. Well, that was when I actually trialled this in South Australia. They have had this service going with my voice for the last couple of years, and it must have travelled and I received anonymously a newspaper clipping written to an agony aunt in one of the regional papers way up at the back of Burke somewhere, a lady with the distressing problem of having fallen in love with this new voice on telecom, which turned out to be me. I can't remember to this day what the agony aunt actually wrote back and said. Probably don't ring the number again.
You've got some extraordinarily large shoes to fill, which you've done with a great deal of aplomb. How are you feeling today? You must be particularly honoured.
Well, I am. I'm very honoured because it will be the most listened to voice in Australia, which is why we had to get it right in the first place when we did it. But it's a great responsibility as well. But it's also a lot of fun.
How long did it take you to record?
We beat Gordon's record with the new technology that they were able to use. We beat Gordon Gow's record and we got it down to a little under 15 minutes. So it's not true, but they locked me away in a dark room for 24 hours and made me go right through the whole clock.
How do you feel for those poor women who actually had to sit there and call the time every 10 seconds or so in the old days?
My heart would go out to them. I mean, a bank of telephonists just sitting up there staring at a clock saying the same thing over and over again. At least I could use a machine to do that. But what an awful job that must have been. An incredible burden. Apparently it was so demanding on them that they were only allowed to do it in shifts of 1 hour. Then they had to go and have a break and then come back to the task of keeping people informed of what time it was.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks. Okay, I'll just stand here and have a chat to you now.
Yeah, sure.
This is the two-shot which we'll be using in the editing process, and if I have to take my answer and join it together with
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I know.
We'll take this bit and stick it to be used in the editing process, and I'll keep ramping on like this forever. And I guess you have to do this. You broadcast.
Yeah.
You do the morning show.
Yeah, the breakfast show, yes.
Yeah.
Which I lasted from 5 o'clock yesterday. I took the train up after I did the lunchtime. I hereby declare this cake cut. Okay, it was. I didn't get through the icing.
Can you do it once more, please? Just at the same...
There we go. The first slice is yours. When you're ready. On the third stroke, it will be 7:30. All right? On the third stroke, it'll be 7:30. Okay?
At the third stroke, it will be 11:24 and 30 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:24 and 40 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:27 precisely. At the third stroke, it will be 11:27 and 30 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:28 and 30 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:29 and 40 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:31 and 20 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:31 and 30 seconds. It will be 11:31 and 50 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:32 and 10 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 11:32 and 40 seconds. At the third stroke,
When it gets close to midday, we'll ask Mr. Richard Peach, the new voice, the Fire Brigade, the TAB, security services, radio and TV stations around the country.
At the third stroke, it will be 10, 20 and 20 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 20 and 30 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 20 and 40 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 20 and 50 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 21 precisely. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 21 and 10 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 21 and 20 seconds.